Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Let us continue learning the chapter 17th, which is Advanced HTML. In the previous session, we had done the introduction where we had learned about the structure of the HTML. We had first thing we had learned what is an HTML and what is the meaning of that and all those things. Then we learned the structure of HTML. Then we had also seen the basic layouts of a web page and what are the important things which are required in order to be there in a web page. All right. So in today's session, we will be learning few of the advanced HTML tags. And as and when the session continues, in the coming sessions also, we will learn various kinds of HTML tags. Now, as and when I'm explaining, I'll try and insert as many examples as possible, which I have worked out. At the same time, so once you learn a tag, I suggest you all also to try and write the tags and try to create your own web page. Now, how do you execute an HTML command? Very simple is you can take a notepad, okay, and start with the tag HTML like we had seen in the previous session. Then you can use all the tags whichever we are learning and end it with HTML. Okay. Now, once you complete writing, you can save it under the name, whichever name you want to give, username.html. All right. Suppose you have saved it in a desktop, this particular notepad, you have saved it on a desktop. The next time when you go back to the desktop, what you will see is your web browser icon. For example, if it is a Google Chrome, it will be in this form and it will say name, which was the name given. When you double click this, the web page will open and there you will have all the tags which you have written executed. Okay, so that is how you will execute a HTML command. Now, what happens? What happened to the HTML code which I have written in a notepad? If I want to do certain edits, how will I do? What you can do is you can go back to this icon, which looks like a web page or a web browser, right click on that, then you just say open with and then open with the notepad. By doing this, you can once again open it in the form of a notepad. Now, what I suggest is you open your notepad as well as your web browser. Okay, so if this is notepad, this is web browser. As in when you're editing, you edit and refresh this. Most of the students don't do that. They keep on closing and opening, which is a really time consuming. Instead, you can open your output as well as your notepad. And as and when the changes you're making, keep saving it and then refreshing your output. By doing that, you need not close your web page and open it many a times. Okay, if you refresh it, whatever the changes you have done to your notepad, and if you have saved it, it will automatically appear on the web page. Okay, I hope this is clear. So that is how you will execute it. So let us start with our advanced HTML tags commands. So advanced HTML tags can be for text. Okay, so text can be formatting text, resizing the text, layout of the text, listing of the texts. Links can be, apart from text, we can use the tags for links that can be to the local pages. The links can be within your system, pages at other sites, okay, or you can also bookmark using these tags. Images, you can insert an image, it can be a GIF file or a JPEG file. Adding a link to an image can also be done with the help of these tags. What about backgrounds? Yes, you can change the colors of the background. Images, you can put image as a background. You can use a fixed images as a background. Apart from all this, you can have tables using the tags. You can create frames using the tags. You can also have forms which will take data as an input. Can also be created using the tags. Now, using all this, you can create a very nice web page. So that is what your ultimate goal should be. Okay, now let us start one by one. We will see. First, let us see how can I resize a given text. So here is the list of tags which is being given. I would request you to take a book and pen, which I hope you have already, and write down this. Okay, so the tag which says big and ends with big. Now, whatever the data you are writing over here, for example, here it is text, it will appear in the increased size. Size is nothing but by one size. Now, what is this one size? Like in our regular documents, as you can see in Word and all, you will have sizes from 4, 6, 8, something like that. Similarly, by 1. For example, if it was in 4, it will increase to 6. If it was on 16, it will be increased by 18 or 20. Okay. Similarly, opposite of big, I can use the tag small, open small, close small. Within that, whatever is there, it will appear in a smallest form. So it will decrease the size by 1. Next tag we have is H1 tag. H1, close H1. Now, here H1 stands for heading 1. Now, this is the highest size of the heading, which is possible, which is nothing but H1. So, the text, whatever you have written, it will come in the biggest heading. Next is H6. Now, H6 is the smallest heading possible. So, it writes the text in the smallest heading. Next, you can also use the tag font. Within font, there are n number of possibilities which you can do. One of the example given here is font size equals to 1, text, close font. And what will happen is, this is the command and this is the tag. In between we have a, here we have a text which need to be changed. The size of that should be changed to 1. So when I do this, it writes the text in a smallest font size. That is your 8 points. 8 points is the smallest possible in HTML. Okay. And next, I'm making the opposite of this. I'm saying font space size is equals to 7. And I'm writing certain text and I'm closing the font. Now what happens here? It writes the text in a biggest font size. And that is nothing but 36 points. So 8 is the smallest, 36 is the biggest. Okay, I hope you are getting a clear idea about this. Now, how will you start writing? You will write HTML. Okay, you can write head and then you can write H1, whatever the data you want to write, and you can close H1. Then you can close head. You can start with the body. And then once again, you can use whatever the tags you are learning and close body and close HTML. And once you do that, like I told you before, save it with the extension .html and go back to the place where you have saved and you will see a web page. And that when you open, whatever the changes you have, whatever the content you have added, that will be done there. All right. So here is an example. So here I have written, like I told you, HTML tag I have used and I have closed. And this one more reason why I have written in capital and small is it is not case sensitive. All right. So H1, this is a heading. I have written it like this. H6, this writes the heading in the smallest font. Isn't it? This we have already seen. Then I have started body. The body starts here, ends here. Big increases the size of the text, small, and also I have used BR. Now BR here, it is nothing but stands for line break. Okay, if I'm not giving this, what happens is it will continue. Increase the size of the text and then whatever the next text I'm writing will be continued in the same line. I do not want that to happen. I'm formatting the output. So BR, I have given a line break so that this output comes in the next line. So BR, small, decreases the size of the text and then I have closed small. Once again, I have broken the line so that the output comes in next. Size I have given here 7, 1, and I have closed it. Now, let us quickly see what will be the output of this. Okay, as you can see, this is a heading which we had given as H1 has come bigger. Then we had given, I think, small. Then we had given, oh no, this was H6. Then we have given big. Then we have given small. Okay, let us quickly do the comparison of both of them. Okay, so when I say this is the heading, it has come like this. Okay, this writes the heading in smallest, as you can see the difference here. This is the 36 point, this is the 8 point font. Okay, now this increases the size of the text. Okay, as of now, it was this. From here, 1 point increment has happened when I said big. Now, once again, I'm saying small. Now, once again, 1 point decrement. So, as you can see, these both are of the same font. All right. Then, size 7. This is the biggest font possible. 36, and size 1, this is the smallest. Okay, so this is how I will get my output once I write this tag. So if you want, you can also try it. Now next, about the text layout tags. If you are talking, the very important one is a paragraph tag. All of you should know here. So this P stands for paragraph. So whatever the text you are writing in between, what it does is it adds a paragraph break after the text. So paragraph break is nothing but 2 lines. Okay. So as you can see here, hello world, line break does not. So this is a normal content what we have. After that, as you can see here, after HTML P, close P is given, you will need is written. So as you can see, one space, after that there is 2 space, and then you have you will need. So this is nothing but where your paragraph is giving space. Similarly, once again, P is used. I have 2-line gap, and then I have to insert. Now here, apart from P, I have also used align is equal to right. So right alignment, that is where the content has moved to the right. Similarly, here I have P align is equal to left. The content has moved to the left. Now, here, what I have is align right. Yeah, so that is how it will work. So when I say BR, it is nothing but it is giving line break. So that will insert line breaks where you want it. So line break, line break, line break, like I told you. If I was not mentioning it, it would have come as a continuous. So this is how your paragraph tag will work, and it is a text layout tag. So BR, once again, if you have to see, as you can see, you have BR. Another method is to so I have a content here. If I was not using BR, it would have this gap wouldn't have been there. So, but there is a gap here. Now, if at all there is a content where you do not want a line break, you have given it already somewhere and you do not want it for that particular, you can also use no BR. So it turns off the automatic line breaks. Okay, now what if you are given no BR and then now you want it? Now in that case, you can use WBR, which allows the browser to insert a line break at exactly this point. So wherever you want a line break, you can once again use a WBR. Remember, no BR is for not having any line break. WBR is to break this no BR. So that is how your line breaks work. So here we will be giving spaces between the content. So it is important because it will format your text. Now, next we have is alignments. So if at all I'm saying simply center instead of P paragraph center, suppose I have a simple line and it does not have any paragraph, then I can simply use center and close center. So when I say that, you can enter, so you can center. So this is in the center. Now, if I want to change it align to left side, so once again, I just say, so here we are using something called as a div. Now this div is nothing but where we will create layout or we will divide it into different layouts. Okay, so this is also one more important tag which with the usage of that we will learn in the coming sessions brief as in properly, but as of now you understand using div what it'll does is, as you can see, something like this, it'll divide them into a different layouts, and then with that I can simply assign align whether it has to be in the center or it has to be in the left or it has to be in the right. So with the div tag I will be able to justify them whether it has to be in the left, right or center. So that is the reason, one of the reasons why we will use div. All right, now these are the text formatting, different text formatting tags what we have learned. I hope it is clear. And I also hope that you people will try and learn it and try to write your own programs, because as and when we are learning different kinds of tags, it is going to be very fun to design your own web page. All right, students. So that's all in today's session. Thank you for watching. Keep learning.